Hello and welcome to my brand new Football Manager series. Streaming it on Twitch, we'll be uploading videos to YouTube. We're going to be here for a couple of hours today, and I'm hoping that you enjoy the decisions I make, and if you want to get involved in the comments, make sure to suggest players to sign, suggest tactics, formations, whatever you want. The transfer window's open, but what we've got to do first is get a team together. We've got to pick our team, and we're not going to go for blues purely because I did it last year. I've got my own personal Birmingham City save. I want something a bit different. Birmingham City is a very long-term project. I want to go for something a bit quicker, big budget, and just kind of see how well we can do. And for that reason, I'm going to be taking over from Mr. Eddie Howe at Newcastle and seeing if we can try and replicate how well he's done in his first season, trying to get a Champions League spot and trying to build a brilliant team, maybe even, going on to win the league. Not that I think we'll be able to do that, but we're going to go for Newcastle United. So we're just going to select some leagues that we want in here. So there is one league here missing, German. And we'll leave it at that. So here we are, starting as Newcastle United. It's an interesting team to take over from. Obviously they've just had that massive takeover, so they will have a lot of money, and I'm hoping that we can try and do a very good job. So we'll use our manager profile. We've got to try and figure out how we want this. And I will admit I'm not too fussed about goalkeeper stats, and it means we get some more points in working with youngsters. We are going to be buying some young players, and then tactical ability obviously needs to be high for a manager. 1 point left, and we'll put it into technical. And then that is pretty even across the board, so we will confirm that, and let's go for it. Newcastle United hire Clark. Transfer budget 40 million and a nice high wage budget as well. So Maximin, Isaac and Fraser as a front three, Joelinton, Willock and Bruno Guimaraes, and then Target, Byrne, Fabian Schär and Trippier, Pope in goal. So there are a few changes we would like to be making there, definitely. I don't want a press conference to meet the media. I don't want that. And there could be a meeting with the backroom staff every month, because I don't want to be doing all of that. Not at the moment. We want to try and get some games and some transfers. Tactic induction. So we have to create a tactic. We're going to try and get the ball back quickly. That'll do for now. Set the current vision. Have to attend this meeting, I think, because it's the first one. Send on a language course, both of them. And we can keep carrying on. So some very good coaches here. 2 of them goalkeeping coaches. Do we need Do we need 2? Performance analyst Adam Johnson, a recruitment analyst, 29 years old. Is that actually Adam Johnson? He's not that young, I don't think. Okay, right, move on. A physio, sure. Sports scientist, improves medical team, but not a great rating. Right, end the meeting. So there's our staff meeting done. Right, inbox. Goalkeeping coach, happy. Fitness coach, wouldn't qualify for a work permit. Performance analyst, Adam Johnson. Physio and an assistant manager. And one important thing with the staff, is our chief scout. What is our chief scout like? Here he is, Steve Nixon. Pretty good. Some decent stats there. Happy with that. How about our actual scouts? That's an important one. We'll confirm that. Loan approach for one of our young players. They can go out, definitely. Loan offer for Elliot Anderson. Now, Elliot Anderson is a very interesting prospect. If he was to go to Burnley, we wouldn't want him as an impact sub. We'd want him as an important player because he needs to be getting game time, and they'll offer him it, so that's fine. Squad dynamics induction. We'll skip that. Introduce ourselves to the squad though. This is a very interesting concept. What this whole actually running a press like a meeting with your team. It's strange. I've never had to do it before. Okay, yeah, everyone is very happy. So something important to do is to go into the squad and figure out who needs to go, because we need to raise some funds. So Pope is going to be our main goalkeeper. I think Carl Darlow as a backup is fine, but then we've got some goalkeepers. Gillespie offer to clubs, 2.5 mil. Karius offer to clubs for 5 mil. So there's goalkeepers cut. Centre backs, we've got Byrne and Botman as our main ones, and Fabian Schär as well. Paul Dummett can be cut, 2.5 million. Lascelles, now he's seen as a leader, but for Newcastle United, I'm not sure he is going to be good enough. Then we got some players out on loan, so we will need to sign a centre back. Trippier and Kraft. Kraft probably not good enough, but we'll keep him at the moment because we've only got 2 right backs. Left backs, Jamal Lewis can go. 2.5 million. Matt Target, Manquillo can go. Again, we'll go for 3 million. And Target, yeah, can stay for the moment. Midfield, obviously Guimaraes is staying. Isaac Hayden's out on loan. Sean Longstaff is probably gonna, he'll be used in rotation, I guess. We'll keep him. John Joe Shelvey, however, between 11 and 13.5 million, and he's 30 years old. I think that is a great opportunity to make a bit more money. So 12 million for Shelvey. Matt Ritchie is transfer listed at the moment. If we could get his transfer value, again, that would be good. Jacob Murphy, 4.2 mil, can be going. Willock, good player, 22 years old, worth a fair bit to be fair, not really high potential. He might be one that I'll look at selling at some point. Joe Linton can stay, 25. Can't have Newcastle without Joe Linton. Ryan Fraser, 28 years old. I think we can make some money off of him. I think we can make about 16 million. So Fraser can also go. Who else? Rodrigo Vilca. I remember having him a few seasons ago on a Football Manager. Almiron can stay. St Maximin. And then we've got Wood, Wilson and Alexander Isaac. Chris Wood can go for 20 million. We will offer Chris Wood to clubs. And that leaves Callum Wilson, who is worth 40 million and he's 30 years old. She's very good. Alexander Isaac is worth 100. In between 100 and 120 million. Somewhere around there. So, you know, he's a very good player. We're obviously going to hold on to him. So that's it for trimming the squad, really. An offer for Dummett has came in from Brighton, 2.5 million. We'll accept that. And we just want to make sure that we are getting 100% of transfer revenue is made available. Yeah, that's perfect. That's what we're looking for. So we don't need anything really from that. So if we go to the inbox, we've accepted that. Offers in for Manquillo as well, CSK and Moscow. Yep, that's fine. Gillespie. Don't want the training induction. General training. First, yeah, training can be done by the backroom staff. Gonna try and convince either of them. I'll just accept that they want to leave because I want them to go anyway. Also, at the moment, Birmingham City are playing against Blackburn in the FA Cup, and Blues are actually 1-0 up. Very shocking. I kind of expected to just be beat easily by Blackburn, but Blackburn are one of those. Look, they probably still will win, but they're one of those sides that seem to either win highly or lose highly. It's never. There's no in between with Blackburn. I mean, they just drew their first game in the league after like 27 games without a draw. It's pretty crazy. Right, we're gonna have to transfer list all of these players. Chris Wood, transfer list, Shelby, transfer list. Carrier. I didn't even know Newcastle had carriers, to be honest. Well, when was that a thing? Murphy is already transfer listed. I think Richie is as well. So Lascelles, Espanyol interested in Lascelles. I don't know what I can speak. Jamal Lewis can also go, and Mark Gillespie as well. He's already transfer listed. Right, there's our transfer listing all done. Scouting. That's fine. Right. So we do want to do a bit of scouting, try and find some players to improve this squad. Looks like we're looking at a lot of defenders. Alexis McAllister would be an interesting one to get potentially. We're going to be playing a 4-3-3 though. I'm not sure. He would work. Okay, right, McAllister is one. Other players that I would be interested in. Sorry, Brighton, but a man who is really in the news at the moment, Moises Caicedo, because he's a brilliant player and Arsenal and Chelsea both want him. Probably because Chelsea's scouts are... Well, Chelsea scouts just look at whatever Arsenal are doing, don't they? Who else should we be going for here? So I'm happy with our striking options. Defensively, we've got 3 centre backs: Botman, Byrne, and Shaw. Goalkeepers, we've got 3, so that's fine. Right back, we've just got Trippier, who is obviously very good, but maybe we'd need a backup. Left back, probably do with someone other than Matt Target. So we'll look at a left back. Centre mid, I think we could definitely do with a centre mid. So left back, centre mid. McAllister or Caicedo could be that centre mid, by the way. And then left back, not sure who yet. Front players: Isaac Wilson, good strikers. St Maximin, Almiron. What's Almiron like on this? Probably not as good as we would hope, because it might not be taking into account his brilliant run of form recently. very good players that we could be getting into this side that would fit in, maybe not greatly known, like left back options, well, defensive options, because Trippier can play left back. Malo Gusto, could he be a good player to bring in? Maybe. Who else? Who else is there? I don't know why I'm in the French league at the moment and constantly looking at right backs, but there's another very good option. Scout, Gusto and Anderson, 2 right backs there. Tino Livramento, again a right back, very good but very, very expensive. I think mainly for the fact that he's English, so we won't be going in for him. Central midfielders, we're probably looking at Saicedo, McAllister. Oh, the central midfielders are good. Ryan Gravenberch, I bet he doesn't get much time. A loan would cost us 13 million, and then there's a potential of a future fee of 29 million at the end of it. We may as well just go in 29 million for him then. So for Gravenberch, we can scout. We could also try and get Gavi. Now Pedri would be way too expensive, and so are Bellingham, but Gavi's 17, so he's a bit of a better option there. Any other players we can think of? Frankie de Jong, unsettled, expensive. A lot of people interested in some of our players for loans. Responds all offers, just accept all of them, see what he wants to do. Transfer offer made. Well, they don't look good enough, do they? That's a loan offer, yeah, sure, you can go for that. Middlesbrough loan offer for Anderson. Important player. How about star player? I don't care how much of the wages they play, as long as they're playing him every game, then it's fine for us, isn't it? Amadou Diallo, loan approach from Stevenage. Again, as long as you're going to be playing him a lot, go for it. PSV want Jamal Lascelles, 2.9 million. If they were serious, if they are serious, they'll come in with more than that, because that's not massive. My scouting seems to be whatever Chelsea do as well. Well, apart from the fact I'm not spending 70 odd million, they only spent about 30, I think. Gakpo, I still can't believe he plays for Liverpool, because although he's played a few games, I haven't seen him do anything yet. But I mean, that's obviously not all him, because Liverpool have been pretty poor this season, but he hasn't had the instant impact that I was expecting. Javi Simmons, an interesting midfielder, young one that we could bring in and try and make better. Savio, a good young winger, young centre back. Maybe not up to speed for us, but good option. Definitely a good option. Approach for Dale Stevenson. If he's playing, which you went from fringe player to important player very quickly there, but we can accept these. Contract set to expire. Could do with getting some of them extended very quickly. Dumb it. Our first sale, 2.5 million. McAllister, Grimares and Saicedo? Potentially. Would be an interesting midfield, but is he a little bit overpriced for a 3.5 star player? Maybe he is a little. Let's just test the waters with a. See, our transfer budget's not actually massive, is it? Well, this will wipe out a fair chunk of it. So let's pay 33 million over a while. Jesus. That will not be happening. No, not sure about that one. Worth 32 to 48 million. This is 47.5 million. So this is top end, and they're really not happy with it. That's 48 million. That's 57 million. 57 million for Alexis McAllister. No, I'd rather just go and get Saicedo, to be honest with you. Top target recommendation, Bastoni. Good Premier Division centre back. Potential to be leading Premier Division centre back. No, not a fringe player. That's not acceptable. Important. Sure. Shelby to consider options at end of contract. Let's discuss it with him. I understand. Let's just say that. Blues are now drawing 1-1, so that didn't last too long, did it? Can't say I'm surprised, but. I won't be at that meeting. Eddie Anderson, Dusseldorf want him now. It's star player, I think that's acceptable. A loan offer for Ryan Fraser, and they have to pay 11 million after. How about you have to pay 15? No, we weren't happy with that, were they? Training camp squad. Right, our team selection for our first friendly. In goal, we'll go for Pope. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Trippier can play along with Botman, and we'll go for Dan Burn. The height should hopefully help. Left back, Matt Target can go in there. Defensive midfielder, I don't know about Guimaraes being there or a bit more attacking. Joe Linton and Willock can be there. And on the right wing, we'll go for Almiron. The left wing, we'll have St Maximin, and up front, Alexander Isaac. So what can we change about this to make it a bit better? Because I think they need to swap, and I think Joe Willock would be. What would Joe Willock prefer to be? Because Joe Linton wants to be a ball-winning midfielder that defends. I wasn't really expecting that, considering he's a striker. Or was a striker. Willock. Okay, that does not surprise me actually. Maybe we could do with a defensive mid and get Guimaraes more up the pitch, deep line playmaker that defends. Maybe not actually, because then we've got two defensive central midfielders. Or advanced playmaker support, that sounds better to me. Play him as an advanced playmaker that supports. Willock can't really play that defensive midfield role, so Willock can come out. And who do we put in there into the Willock? Longstaff, I guess, sure. Okay, so Alexander Isaac might be better than a pressing forward, to be fair. He's an advanced forward. Attacking advanced forward. So I'd say that is our squad as it stands. Longstaff could do with coming out. Target as well, so we could do with a defensive mid, a left back, a centre back, and then maybe a right winger. Quick pick the rest of them, submit the team. First game is here in a friendly against Tianjin Jinmen Tiger. Just say to the team there's places up for grabs. Replays off as well. Watch this whole career mode would go down the toilet when we lose this match. That'd be very disappointing, wouldn't it? Almiron brought down in the box, and that's a penalty. Who steps up? Fabian Schär. Saved. I'm surprised it wasn't Trippier on the penalty, or I put Bruno on it as well. There's a few players I would have had on that penalty over Fabian Schär, definitely. I didn't realise he was playing actually, so I didn't select him. Oh, they've moved Bruno back as well, yeah, so that when I pressed quick pick, it also changed the picks that I'd already made. I thought it would just quickly pick my bench. Almiron is onside, so that's 1-0. Almiron with the first goal of our Newcastle career. It's kind of fitting, isn't it? Alexander Isaac off the post. St Maximin, beautiful run there. Willock, Isaac, I'm surprised he didn't score that then. Really expected him to score. Let's go to the dressing room. We will make some changes around the 60th minute. So Wilson on instead. Let's give Wilson a go. Anyone else want to take a look at here? I guess Longstaff can go in midfield instead of Willock. See how he does. That'll do for now. I know it's pre-season, but a lot of players that are sitting on that bench are transfer listed anyway, so I don't really see much point of me trying to play them, purely for the fact that I'm not planning on playing them ever. I know, again, it's only pre-season, but I want to get these players as match fit as possible. I would have hoped for a few more goals. I mean, we have got an XG of 4, and we did miss a penalty, but 1-0 doesn't sound great. St Maximin off the bar. Longstaff just over. We've got a few yellow cards as well.